Hi, I'm Rose Piper. Welcome to Jackass.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Tripped on like a bit of wayward earth and like barged into this tiny woman. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, Grimes.
Oh, no.
Man,
I just saw you at Meredith. It was great.
Grimes is actually, like, I actually don't mind a lot of her music.
I like it.
Good. Yeah,
I've never listened to Grimes.
I
What
think
does she
she's
sound
cool.
like?
There'd be one song you'd know from, like, Channel 10 promos from a few years ago. It's called California.
Oh, man, she rules. Do you know the thing about how Elon Musk tried to float Tesla at $4.20 a share to impress her and is now subsequently being investigated for fraud?
Oh, man.
Like, all the news reports are like, yes, his paramour, Grimes, is infatuated with marijuana humor. So he chose the number, which is associated with the drug.
Oh, man. You're moving.
I want to be a fucking billionaire so bad. I want to be able to do shit like that for chicks like Grimes.
Cool.
So what I want to live in.
Oh,
man.
Let it be.
Oh, yeah.
That's an
That's
album.
an album.
You naming albums still?
Yeah.
You're bringing an
Figured-
off-pod bit onto the pod?
Figure we need to do that.
What else you got? Hit me
This
another one.
is-
I can't get over that fucking necklace
Man,
from
it's so
yesterday.
sick. It's called swag, Jamie. Look it up.
So, Hastings, you're wearing a necklace that's some kind of spotted cat.
It's a leopard. It's made of diamonds and sapphires. I googled it this morning. It cost about $1,000.
What?
Yeah. So I had my engagement party yesterday, and my fiance's mother gifted myself and Yvette with the most ostentatious jewelry I've ever seen. So I now have a leopard pendant made of sapphires.
Oh my god! What? That's $1,000?
Yeah, I looked up this one. It's $1,000.
Yeah, he sent us a bloody
Yeah, he
screenshot.
sent us a
of it.
screenshot of it.
Yeah. If you go to Angus and Coot website and look up leopard necklace, it's the one there.
Holy.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. I don't like.
You love it. Like, as soon as you got it, you were like, I love this, and I'm never taking it off.
I love that you're wearing it over your clothes as well.
Oh,
so
yeah,
people
well,
know
and-
it's there.
You know, you gotta put the money on display.
Yeah.
That thing is diminishing in value by the second. Any kind of skin-to-skin contact with you is rubbing the gleam off those sapphires.
Not bad, right? I don't think I've ever even seen a sapphire in real life before.
No, may I look at it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and unfortunately, you have to come closer for me to do so because it's around the neck.
You smell nice.
Thanks, man. I've been putting in an effort. My God,
Yeah, dude.
that's $1,000 worth of cat.
Yeah. Yvette has two smaller ones, exactly the same, but as earrings.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Earlier in the day, like yesterday morning, she got a text from her asking if Andrew has his ears pierced. So I think her original plan was to get us both leopard
same
earrings.
Do you not have your ears pierced?
I do, but they're like healed up, stretched ears. So like you can't really put earrings in them. And also, if you could, I wouldn't want it. Like she was like, "Don't get him earrings."
Would you have ever been the guy with the gigantic circle spaces?
I've
in your-
thought, I had them on about 14 millimeters, which isn't like gigantic.
Those are fucking disgusting.
It's about that
Yeah.
big. If you're about a bit between a 20 and 50 cent coin is how big my ears were. I would have had them when we met.
Oh,
I think spaces is one of those things that I'm completely comfortable body shaming for.
Yeah.
Just to stop
Yeah.
other people from doing them. Because the second a space, like even when a spacer is in, they're like, ugh. But then when the spacer is out and you just have this new
Yeah.
loop of skin.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that mine healed well. But no, please absolutely body shame me for them. They're not something I should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, check it out. Have a look at my gross ear holes. If you wanna
Okay.
have a look, yeah. Look,
Cool.
They got from about that big. They healed up pretty sweet, I reckon.
Yeah.
Down to, maybe, I don't know.
there's no way you had those in when we first met.
I absolutely did. I just had long hair covering it.
You had them definitely when we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have.
I took them out.
I would have not tried to impress you and be your friend so hard.
I think
if
I
you
took
had
them out
those in.
2015. I think I took them out.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Jesus. So we probably were like friends by that point.
Yeah, I don't think we were close yet, but yeah, we would have met. Like, yeah, it was
Cool.
pre-Powerbomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, pre-PB.
Mm.
That's the timeline by which everything is judged.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't stop looking at you now because
Yeah.
there's so much. I mean, I'm
There's a lot going
vacillating
on.
between your body is finally making sense and you've just rearranged your hair to cover your ear. No, he's drawn the curtain. I can't stop looking at this necklace.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable, right? I'm pretty happy with it. I think what I need to do is just find like an outfit that it goes with, and then I can.
No,
Right.
I think
all
no
the
matter what
time.
you do, it's
Yeah.
going to look like those scenes in like Jason Bourne where someone drives a Ferrari through a slum.
Yeah, that's my personality.
Well, a lot has happened since we last had you on, Tom. Hastings got engaged.
I know.
Engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I had the engagement party yesterday. Everyone got a little bit silly.
Oh,
It was
dear.
nice. I think I had the most sensible night of all of you. To
You
be
were pretty
honest.
sensible.
Really surprisingly.
Yeah, I went home at I left at 2 to go smoke weed with Gentle Charles McCann.
Oh, nice.
Everyone else.
Should
stayed
we
out and
say
did
this is the
taps and
first
shit.
live episode?
Yeah,
We've
we've
got
got an
an
audience of one.
Yeah, this is. I didn't understand quite what was happening. Oh, by the way, I'm Tom Walker. That's my voice. Charlie McCann is sitting about 10 meters away on a couch,
Yeah.
looking at an off TV.
Well, it's an audio medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Damn.
Everyone got a bit silly after I left, or while I was
The
leaving,
Eminem
sort of thing.
Show is an album.
Yeah,
Yep, great. What? Yeah, what happened? Was this a family and friends?
Yeah. The engagement
mixer.
party. It was a mixer. It
Well,
was
well
great.
not at the post party.
No, the post party was my family was gone.
Uh-huh.
We went to the pub afterwards. Everyone was hooking up with each other. There was a few hookups going down.
Oh,
It was
man.
Really?
Sando picked up. Henning picked up. I'm pretty sure.
Jesus.
Yuck.
I made out with a girl I shouldn't have made out with. That was pretty cool.
On your engagement
Your
party.
engagement party, no.
Oh,
You're
Yvette
a
was
fucking
No,
rat.
Yvette was telling her to do it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I hate everything. Oh, it's so fucked. Everything is so
It's
fucked.
great as well because this time he can't stop looking at
I know!
Hastings when he says it. He's
so-
just drawn to the necklace.
Yeah, now he has this amulet
Oh.
to seal his juices in.
Maybe this is the perfect peacock for me. Maybe this is what it is. Maybe I wear it all the time now.
Well, I mean, you're going
For
to.
fuck's sake. Any one of your other gross friends, them getting engaged would be like, okay, thank God. One genre of stories is off the table.
Dude, they're
Yeah.
going to escalate from
No,
there.
fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just because the stories will change from my girlfriend to my wife. That's the
man.
difference.
But
My
that-
wife told me to go do so. Yeah. No, I did that last night. That was pretty chill. But
You know
I left early. Jamie, you had to ask to be taken home, I believe.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not like an emergency. I just said to Amy, can you take me home, please?
Please take
Yeah.
me home.
I was bored.
Please
Oh.
take
And
me
too
home.
very drunk.
Yeah.
I was drinking those frosés.
Yeah.
They were delicious.
Man, frosés. Those espresso martinis went down a treat.
Yeah.
What do you guys? Yeah, is that your what are your summer drinks? Because I'm going through a bit of a body image crisis. So your boys switched over to the vodka sodas,
I
the
live in-
international drink of eating disorders.
Gin and soda's not bad. I like gin and soda.
Oh, yeah.
It goes down all right.
I live in a body image crisis, so occasionally, every 6 months, I'm like, it's time to go back to whiskey and soda.
Yeah,
and
I-
then
I
I
went-
did that this week. I was like, I'm going to be whiskey and soda all week. I had a beer on Wednesday, and then was like, one won't hurt, and then I was just like, just do it for the rest
You
of
had
the week.
45
Yeah, I
beers
was like, do it for the rest of the
yesterday.
week, you pig.
man.
I went on a date on Thursday with like this real cool girl who was drinking whiskey soda all night, and it inspired me.
You never thought it was
give
cool
a
when I
try.
drank that.
No,
Yeah, there's you.
it's because of who is doing it.
Yeah, there has to be a bed of cool
Oh,
for the
the
action,
way
for this
you said it
neutral
was-
action to be cool.
This girl was real cool because she was drinking whiskey and soda. I was
No,
like,
she
oh,
was
that's
already
unreal.
cool, and then
Right.
did that, which inspired
It's
me.
like
to
how
try
a
it.
boxer wearing a mouth guard is cool, but you wearing one to podcast is very suspicious.
Man, when the hits are coming, those thick and fast, dude. You got to protect your neck.
I reckon a
yeah.
good summer cocktail.
I like a margarita.
I don't mind a Mai Tai.
Ooh.
Those are good.
Ooh.
I never have the confidence for a mixed drink. They're too much trouble at home for
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a cocktail for me, boys. I got to tell you, it's ice and a frosty cold glass of beer.
Extra ice.
Damn, 2 ingredients. Thanks. All for me.
I've
What
never
about? How do you
I've-
feel about a shandy?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Tom
was
Bot's broken down again.
that was the sound that happens when you ask an AI to name all the things that aren't stop signs in a picture. I don't think I've ever had a shandy.
Yeah,
They're not good.
It's not good. Yeah.
Okay.
Really? I never minded them when I was
my
but
friend
a
did
lad.
that. My friend did that in like a bowling club we were in once. Like tried to order like the weirdest or like the drink that would get the most puzzling look from the bartender. So he went up and ordered a midi of light beer shandy,
That's not bad.
and they couldn't like they were. really? Yes. And then it just tasted like a bit off lemonade. It was no good.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Tequila Sunrise. So get anything with orange juice. Orange juice is good in the summer, but that's
Tequila
bad for you.
Sunrise
It's not good
or
for us.
Yeah.
Tequila Sundown.
I've got
Please scull it.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Same drink.
I got the blank look from the bartender for ordering the Soco Amaretto Lime. I believe I've said
Oh,
that
yeah,
on
I've
the
done
pod
that.
before. And then them be like, what? And I'm like the brand new song. And they're
What
like,
other brand new songs have you ordered?
yeah.
Can I get a lip sync,
Well, I can
please?
name,
As
I
in,
can
like,
name
the
all
song
that.
came out today.
I can name all the albums too if you want me to.
Sure.
No, we're good. Are we discussing a film today?
Yeah, we are. We're in the preamble portion, which has only
Okay,
gotten
good.
bigger since you've last been away.
I was
so
wondering.
much.
Okay,
Sometimes
cool.
we get to about halfway through the episode before we introduce it.
I
And-
actually
Okay,
liked
good.
the movie this week, though, so I reckon we get there sooner.
Yeah, I love the
would like to
movie.
do that.
Yeah.
But on that topic, like I got a message from...
Turns out we're not big fans of our own conceit.
No, absolutely. Man, every podcast starts off strong with the concept and then is immediately like, oh, God, I hope we can coast on chemistry. 'Cause this sucks.
Yeah, turns out I don't like movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
a lot
of
of
it
time
is
commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of it
they
is just
are.
me waiting till we have enough fans to get a Patreon and let the money come flowing in.
Oh, yeah. There's no bigger jump in that unpoppable bubble of podcast money.
I mean, if other people can do it, why can't we?
So, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The effort-reward ratio for successful podcasting is so good, but the odds of getting to that, you know what I mean? Like it's not even the 0.001% that succeeds in any other field. It's like infinitely lower. But God, if you crack it, oh my God.
I got some bad news for you.
But
Hey, I'm just having a good time with my friends.
we've been wondering, like out loud on the podcast, if people who listen
Don't read my notes.
want us to read or talk about the movie more. And I got a message from a friend who's listened to every episode the other day that just said, talk more about the movie, you fucking muppets.
To be fair, that was only the In-Betweeners episode where it was shocking how little we spoke
That's
about the
true,
movie.
yeah.
And
About
then just
5
when we
minutes in
did talk
total.
about the movie, it turned out we weren't recording. And this is a mess.
my
This whole
God.
fucking podcast is a mess.
We're doing well.
I don't know.
It's great.
I believe we're on 31 episodes now.
Well, while we're in the preamble, then, should I rehash that story I told earlier?
Oh
Please
yeah,
do.
let's
It's
do
good.
that.
On
it
the
was
subject
good.
of albums.
I don't think Andy was here
Andy,
to hear it.
Andy
at
didn't
least.
hear it.
So pay attention.
Andy,
I'm listening.
you're familiar with the Radiohead album In Rainbows, where they did the Pay What You Want thing.
I know
Yep.
it.
My internet went down when it came out, and I was just like desperate to listen to it, so I like rang
Such
my
a
friend.
Rose Piper emergency.
Yeah, this is true. But I messaged my friend who lived around the corner and was like, can you just chuck it on a CD? I'll come around and get it. And he was like, all right. And I got home and I listened to like the first 2 songs. I was like, this is pretty good. And then the third song came on and I was like, this is a bit glam rock for Radiohead. And then I realized it was She's Got Legs by ZZ Top. And then what he'd done was just like every third song put a ZZ Top song in. And I was like, you know what? This is better. This is better than the actual album.
Yeah.
Charlie was furiously shaking his head
Yeah.
over in the audience.
Very upset that I had to retell.
Charlie hates serving as a test audience. Say things once to him, then never again. Guy's going to spring off that couch and onto another couch, not facing us.
All right, welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All. We did it, 13 minutes, a nice tight preamble. What is this podcast about again? Teen sex comedies. It's
Teen
good.
movies more broadly.
Yeah, and
Movies
sometimes
we watched when we were
and
teens.
and sometimes Venom. We did Venom last week for the podcast.
Oh, man. How is
Man,
Venom?
It's sick.
Not that bad.
It
Yeah.
rules.
No, but we watched it in 4D, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
certainly enhanced the
Oh,
experience.
is that the like shaky?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that
sick.
was-
Whenever
that was
Venom
unreal.
touches you, there's a guy in a black suit who's like, yeah.
Well, whenever Venom opens his mouth and like the
Saliva
spittle
came
comes
out,
out,
yeah.
water comes on
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
pretty gross.
That sounds
Yeah,
awful.
It was
Like,
deeply unsettling.
yeah, you've really unsold me on the idea.
I was just so happy to be there. I couldn't.
Yeah,
Nothing
we
could
spent
have
the
ruined
whole
that
time.
experience.
yeah.
I think at 3 different points, me and Hastings went, "This is the greatest movie I've ever seen."
It's pretty good. Tom Hardy's a great actor.
He's so good.
For some reason, he plays Eddie Brock as a bumbling moron for the whole movie, which makes no sense.
That rules. Have you seen Warrior?
No, I've heard it's good, but
It's
it's a
a-
UFC movie, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Kurt Angle is in it, and he
Sick.
plays an unstoppable mixed martial artist,
Oh,
which is
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But also, Tom Hardy has the strangest, most desirable body I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In it, he has like these insane traps that looks like he has like it looks like a mama cat has tried to pick him up by the neck, and then it's just stayed that way. It's so bizarre.
That's great.
He
Speaking
looks
of-
like clay that's
He
been
has that in
pinched.
Bane. When
Yeah.
he's Bane, he has insane. Like it looks like he's almost a fat guy.
I
but he's-
recently
Who's fat as Bane?
looked up different dubs of Bane for the international market.
Oh, yeah.
The Italian Bane did not pursue the because I was desperate to hear.
Mamma
other-
Mia, it's Batman.
Mamma mia! Borno e obscuro. No, it's just a normal voice.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason he needed to have the other voice.
No.
It doesn't add anything to the character.
Yeah, and I've said this before, but my favorite thing to imagine is the guy who almost got Bane, seeing Tom Hardy on screen for the first time with a no, brother, they'll expect to find someone in the records, and be like, that's what they wanted. What?
I went to Juilliard.
I talked like a normal human being, and they got.
There was no mention of that in the script. The director said nothing.
They got this guy who sounds like a creaky door.
Oh, man. So what movie did we do this week, Jamie?
Yeah, we did.
Speaking of good rigs, you know who's got a good rig in this movie? Buddy Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny
yeah.
Knoxville's hot, dude.
He's like shredded.
I
Yeah,
would agree.
He's great.
We did Jackass the movie.
Yay.
A 2002 American reality comedy film directed
Ooh.
by
Yep.
Jeff Tremaine. It's a continuation of the stunts and pranks by the various characters of the MTV television series Jackass.
And they are characters, aren't
Which
they?
had
To quote
completed-
Machine Gun Kelly, facts. Sorry.
Oh,
You're saying a lot of
hated that.
facts there. You're just saying a lot of
hated
facts. Facts.
I'm going to release a diss track about you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, we should bring
I
that
had to
up.
give you a career to destroy it, Andrew Hastings.
We should bring that up based on the Venom thing. Is that like Riz Ahmed said that he wants Eminem to write the diss track
Yes.
about him?
I would see that. I would, yeah. I mean, Eminem rules.
Yeah.
I think
Anyway,
I was
continue.
earnestly talking to Cameron James about liking Kamikaze the other day.
I got told that apparently the song that he did for the Venom soundtrack
Yeah,
is
Venom.
Great.
Yes,
Yeah,
gotcha.
We've discussed it at length on the pod.
Okay, cool. We don't have to talk.
Almost every week.
Yeah, great. We can move on.
Yeah, knock, knock, let the devil in. Back
Yeah.
to Jackass.
Okay, great.
All right, well, I know it's just listing the fucking cast at this point, but it can.
Ryan Dunn.
Man, it cost
Wee
$5
Man.
million to make. That's like
Wow.
quite a lot of money.
I feel like they spent most of that budget on the very start and end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the props wouldn't have been cheap.
The props and the old man and the old man prosthetics, I believe.
Oh,
would have been,
yeah, that makes sense.
that's a significant cost. The editing, them flying everywhere.
Henry Rollins,
Yeah.
accommodation in Japan.
Yeah. The failed like
China,
Rube
sorry.
Goldberg machine.
No,
No,
Japan.
Japan. They went
Sorry,
to Japan.
but
You
they
got confused
progressed-
because they were pandas.
Yeah, that's why.
And
Tony
they-
Japanese
because
played
they were
with
Asian
pandas on
people.
screen.
Yeah, I looked that up, and apparently it was proposed by someone, one of the cast members, who didn't realize that pandas were Chinese, and the
makes
rest
sense.
of the cast didn't want to disappoint him.
That is so funny.
Well, like
Which
that-
one was it?
It's a rare moment of kindness.
Well, they play like turning Japanese in the background. It'd be good if they just overdubbed it. And I'm turning Chinese. Chinese.
Man, did Japanese have any? Does Japan have any like native Japanese animals? What do you get in Japan? Animals?
There's like rabbits and
Flora-wise.
hentai.
Damn it.
it's like rabbits and
bitten.
deers and stuff.
There's like
Yeah,
cat
makes sense.
girls, which is
Yeah.
kind of genre of
Sure.
girl with cool ears, and you wouldn't believe the kind of things they'll do behind closed doors.
Tom, this may shock you. I'm familiar with cat girls.
My goodness.
I have encountered a cat girl or two.
I'm across the genre.
Okay,
of
good.
cat girls.
What a great movie.
Man,
It's
I
so
love
good.
it. I love it.
It's so
I love
good.
it so fucking much.
I
so
watched it
funny.
not that long ago and was delighted to watch it again.
For how much of an escalation it was on the television series, having seen Jackass 2 and 3, it did seem a little quaint and tame at times, rewatching
I still
it.
haven't seen
Even
2
though
and
there's
3.
people like eating urine and doing
Oh.
the paper cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
But like 2 and 3 definitely step it up a notch, I think.
The eating urine scene is one of my favorites because you can tell the other Jackass after a movie where everything's been so escalated, it's like near the end, and you can just tell that they're not getting what they wanted out of the scene. He's vomiting a bit, he's eating it a bit too slowly, they're not really into it, so they just go and kick him in the nuts to make the scene more interesting.
That's one thing that I realized upon rewatching this. A lot of Bam Margera's pranks are just punching people very hard in their body and head. Like his prank on his dad is just waiting until his dad goes to the toilet and then literally
That one
just
is so
punching
bizarre.
him repeatedly. Just like fucking going to town on him and then ripping off his shirt, which is the only thing that makes it a prank. That and his dad's nonplussed reaction, which is to continue shitting.
He also does
Say that he's starting to lose
big-
it, and then they need more toilet paper.
He's in his own house. His bedroom's like it's what does not having a shirt achieve.
That was always the one that I found really weird. They parodied it on Family Guy.
Yeah.
Just bursting in and beating the shit out of your own dad.
It's really
It's
strange.
so imagine,
we've all thought
imagine
about
doing
it.
that to your dad.
I mean, I've imagined it a lot, but
He also does like the lamest Andrew Hastings thing before when he sets up the camera and he just does the devil horns into him. And I was watching that and I was like, oh man, Bam Margera kind of sucks.
Oh, he sucks so
I
much.
thought that was cool.
I think Bam's
course you
content
did.
has aged the worst.
Yeah,
out of
absolutely.
everybody's. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a big Viva La Bam fan. That was like my favorite of all the Jackass shows.
Yeah, it's which of course translates to "Long live the Bam." Sorry for our monolingual listeners.
Which character did you like best? Don Vito, the pedophile?
Yeah,
No, Bam. I like Bam the best. He was
Yeah,
cool.
I think Bam stuff is definitely aged poorly, which is why I think in 2 and 3 they're like do everything they can to upset Bam at every turn.
Oh, throwing
Oh,
a
right.
snake at Bam in Jackass 2 is an all-time moment. And
Watching
one that we
him
shan't
try.
discuss as it's
yes,
not in this
we
film.
can't. We'll bring it
We'll
back.
have to do a series. I've still never seen the second or third.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
they're great.
they're a treat.
It's so funny.
So, I assume all of us at one point talked about making our own Jackass stunts.
Oh yeah, friends and I used to do shit like in the street based on that stuff. But it was also based on those tension bodyboarding movies where you'd like fall over in public to like get old ladies to give you attention or some shit. I don't know why people did
I
it.
do love attention.
It seems like you saw like episodes of Jackass through a scrambled cable TV channel and tried to piece together what you thought it was.
I probably
which
did.
was falling over to no audience in the middle of a street.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We used to organize our own ones all the time, but it was always none of us wanted to get hurt. So I was saying, like during the planning, it would be like, all right, I'm gonna skate as like fast as I can into this gutter, but over here, like just off camera, we'll have a mattress where it can. So it's like neutering the whole point of it, basically. Like every stunt was like, but we don't actually want to, get hurt or anything.
And I think that's that's the right impulse because getting hurt is so
Yes.
bad. It hurts so much pain.
You have 10,000
Sensible
plus
Jackass.
years of evolution coding your brain to avoid pain at any cost.
Yeah.
And yet somehow seeing it happen to someone else is so psychically satisfying. It really does something to me that I can't
It's like
describe.
I love my favorite Jackass bits are the slapstick, like the stupid physical
That's
comedy
why I like
stuff.
the nut shots.
Yeah, Jackass 3 I think has my favorite one, which is the giant hand
Oh, yeah.
that just springs out from behind a door and it hits people. And it's literally all that, but it
Yeah.
hits Bam Margera and he reacts like a cartoon. Like he goes from 90 degrees to 45 to 0 in the space of a microsecond. But it's so funny. Like, and that's like the peak of Jackass to me is seeing that like slapstick become real.
Yeah.
And then the downside is that a lot of it is. I saw Jackass live once.
Yeah,
Yes.
please tell
Yes,
us about that.
this is one of the reasons we wanted you to
Oh,
come on for
really?
this.
Because I'd almost forgotten this. But I paid the laudable sum of $69
Hell yeah.
for a
Yeah.
ticket
Oh, fuck yes, go off, Bam.
to watch
Elon Musk set that price to impress Grimes.
to watch Jackass. The meet and greet was $10 extra, but it was not available by the time we bought our tickets.
I assume Johnny Knoxville
Would
was
you have
not
done it
part
if
of
it
this
was?
tour.
It was a reduced roster.
Oh, can I guess who they are?
Sure.
I reckon Steve-O is definitely part of it.
No.
Nah.
Fuck.
Wait,
All
Steve-O
right.
I
has a
think
career.
I think
yes,
I-
Wee Man.
Wee
We've
Man.
got Wee Man.
We were
Preston?
fronting it over.
Preston?
I know what it was 'cause you told me
Um,
before.
Pontius?
Yes, the long-haired man.
Yeah.
Yes, Pontius.
And Aaron McGeehee, I reckon.
No.
He might be out.
Try one more. One last
Think
guess.
think along that line.
I'm trying to
Dave
think.
England?
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's
So
one. He's my favorite one.
Who was
Well,
the biggest
really?
star? Who got
Yeah.
who got the biggest reaction?
Wee Man, absolutely.
You'd think it was Wee Man, right?
Yeah, Wee Man closed out the night, but the night, to be fair, opened. It was around October last year, I guess, and the only reason I remember that is because they opened the show with Preston Lacey coming out in a Halloween mask for no reason, and then taking the mask off and proceeding to do 10 minutes of stand-up.
Yeah.
Which
Say the first joke because it's one of the best jokes I've heard.
at every opportunity, he comes
is
up
so
to the
exciting to
microphone. Preston Lacey begins with, "I'm a big fan of S&M, spaghetti and meatballs."
Man, that is.
It's so good.
And a
That's good
pall sits over the room as we realise what we've signed up for.
What?
It's at an RSL. We're all sitting at tables.
Yeah.
There's a
Shit.
mother, a father, and a daughter clearly sitting in front of us. I'm there with like Sam Campbell, Willie Remia, Henry Stone, and we're just watching this night unfold for them. They leave during Wee Man's set. Dave England does his set. He comes out holding a towel. Just a white, clearly hotel towel, puts it down on the stool, and then says, "Sorry, guys. I know I just came out here, but I'm going to have to leave because I have to do a shit."
Oh, no.
"Oh, I'm sorry. I have to do a shit." And everyone's like, "No."
Shit on the towel.
Well, or I could do a shit right here. What do you guys think? And everyone is like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah.
And he just puts he lays the towel out on the floor, squats over it, and proceeds to do the tiniest shit I've ever seen. He then folds the towel over and kicks it with his foot to the back of the stage. And then does 10 minutes of stand-up and stories.
So he opened
God.
right, and it was just going to stand up.
Yeah, he opened with it.
Yeah.
Now there's a
You
turd
at
at the
least-
back of the stage for an hour.
That's got to be your
close,
closer, yeah.
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 Is there any point where all of them are on stage together?
The very end, which is part of Wee Man's thing, where he gets two women up on stage,
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
says,
I like where this is going.
"Oh, okay, here's my theory. There are 3 types of areola."
Oh,
Great.
God.
And then he pressures them into showing their breasts. One girl took up her shirt but left her bra on.
Why
It was
didn't we
clearly
go to this?
clearly not into it.
Yeah.
And then Wee Man was like, "No, you have to do it. Come on!" And got the other girl to take off her bra and make her flash this audience of Jackass fans. By the way, throughout this entire show,
How many women were there in the audience?
enough that finding 2 to get up on stage took a while.
Yeah.
Throughout this entire show, the soundtrack to it was coming from just behind us, not from a speaker, but from the assisted breathing apparatus attached to a man who was sitting in a giant motorized wheelchair. Wearing a tour shirt. It was just it was a real dark time.
How did we not go to this?
Yeah, I'm upset that we didn't.
Yeah, Wee Man
Probably the
is,
price tag would
yeah,
have stopped me.
Yeah, $69 and getting out to Chatswood, RSL. It was not a great time. And
Yeah.
Wee Man also
love
made
this.
some very disparaging comments on Australia's Indigenous people.
Great.
Oh, dear.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
I love it. I wish I went. I'm very upset that I didn't. You getting a beer, Charlie? Can you get me one if there's one?
I was
going?
doing signaling like a professional.
All right.
But,
Don't worry. I think the 13 minutes of preamble have cut you a bit of slack on the professionalism.
and all the album names, Tom.
Yeah. Of course. I'm sorry.
So why at no point, if they're doing stories, why not just bring all 4 of them on stage with a bunch of stools and be like, tell us about filming Jack? That's
Yeah.
clearly what people want to hear,
I
right?
think because they're trying to be be
Trying to
solo
pivot?
performers.
Yeah,
like
right.
they need to be, you know, and they're talking about they have stories about Johnny Knoxville, and
Oof,
then
That's sad.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, do you guys want to hear us talk some trash on the way more famous, successful
Yeah.
one of us?
yeah.
But did they talk trash on him? Or
Which, to be
just-
No,
fair, is
they
most of
just
my
like-
stand-up
they
ability.
love him.
Oh, that's good. It's good to get the name out there. No, yeah, they love him. It's all very positive. But yeah, so that is to say that my experience of watching this movie is the first one I've watched since I saw Wee Man use a racial slur.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Did he, knock out the A word?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Tried that out. Clearly with the vibe of someone who on the way to the airport, on the way from the airport was like, what nationalities do you guys make fun of? To the taxi driver.
Yeah. That's great. It's a bit of insight into my relationship. I was on the couch watching this movie and Yvette walked through the lounge room and she just looks at the TV and she goes, man, Ben Majera is fucking hot, right? So that's how I got engaged, I guess. That's how that happened.
Great.
That's explains
That's
why
how you got
that
double
happened.
engaged.
Yeah. Just proposed again on the
Yeah.
spot. But no, that's, it's like, okay, I can see why you ended up with this guy now. Is that a bit of context, I suppose?
Bam Margera does look very good.
He looks
in that
young.
movie.
He looks like
because
not-
my experience, the last thing I saw with Bam Margera was that SBS skating
I saw a few
documentary
minutes of that,
where he's
yeah.
very fat.
Yeah,
and
he's now very fat and makes 3D printed jewelry, which are
so cool.
Yeah,
Heartograms.
We got to get some.
whole crew rocking that heartogram shit.
I had like a sweatband with the heartogram on it.
There was. I did notice, I guess, serial promoter, everything Bam wears has a CKY logo.
Yeah.
And in the time, I thought I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I was just watching it today, and I was like, oh, it's like Laugh Mob.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Jackass are the last
Which we
one.
say laughing while he wears a powerbomb shirt.
Yeah.
The comedy
You
room
have a
that we
tattoo of a
have.
powerbomb.
Yeah, so do I.
But I did have
great.
I have a very good Laugh Mob-esque because I stayed with them at Melbourne one time
yeah.
while they were doing the
Must
festival.
have been just like staying with the Jackass
Yeah,
boys.
oh man, there are a lot of laughs. And I just remember Reuven pacing around. He's like, "Which one? Which hat today?" And there was just a rack full of Laugh Mob hats in different colors. He was like, "I think I'm going to go with red." Just, and he's like, "I'm ready to fly."
My friend would stayed late at Laugh Mansion, which is of course the headquarters of the Laugh Mob. And apparently everyone just got super stoned and passed out except him and Reuven. And it ended up Reuven was like, "Hey, let me show you something." And Reuven left
I'm
the
so
room
excited.
and then came back with a pair of nunchucks.
Fuck yeah.
And he just goes like, "Yeah, I learned to use these as a kid." I just started doing nunchucks really well. My friend's just stoned out of his fucking gourd, watching Reuben, who's also high as fuck, just do nunchucks, talking about the sensei he had who gave him his first pair and how he lost them and will regret it to his dying day.
Oh, man. That fucking rules.
That's funnier than anything in the movie.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
good.
I had Alexis Dudovus, who is a character comedian who does Marcel Leconte, was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was like, "Oh, hey man, what'd you do on Saturday?" to him during the Edinburgh Fringe, and he was like, "Went down to the beach actually. Yeah, it's lovely there. It's so lovely. There was this man who was there. He knew some of the other comics. He kept doing all these big push-ups." I was like, "Is that Reuven?" He's like, "Yeah, Reuven."
Big push-ups.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
just
that
constantly
rules.
doing these giant clap, full extension, pilometric push-ups.
Oh, that's so funny.
So good. Fascinating person.
This says a lot about my psyche, I guess, but there's 10% of me that's like, why didn't they invite me to the beach? I wouldn't why wasn't Reuben inviting me down there.
I'm an unofficial member of the Laugh Mob.
Really?
Yeah,
I believe that.
I've aligned myself with them.
Yeah.
I'm getting the tats, and if they catch me, they get to burn them off.
Jamie got the offer.
Really?
Yeah, I got an offer.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
You signed?
It's my sliding doors moment. What could have been? Could be a completely different podcast with me and my boy Legacy.
Oh, no.
Which one of us will say the N-word first? Hint, it's going to be Kyle.
Oh, rough.
Kyle's
Rough
walking around with such confidence that at his ability to just be able to say the N-word now. I think because
Yeah.
he's just hung out with so many black people in the States and they've let him do it, that he's just like, yeah, I'm black.
I don't know if they've let him.
Yeah.
Well,
That
they've
dynamic's one I'm interested
they've
in.
had him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, again, part of me jealous. Why didn't Kyle want to hang out with me and say the N-word at me? Why is
Well,
that
this is
not-
a theoretical
Why wasn't I invited into the Laugh
This
Mob?
is a
Why wasn't I?
theoretical podcast that I'm talking about that did not happen.
Yeah, I wish.
Well, now you have your $1,000 necklace. I'm sure the Laugh Mob will be
I'll fit right in.
champing at the bit.
Yeah.
So-
I do love making fun of Kyle's Laugh Mob ring. That is
Yeah.
one of my favorite pieces
He
of
thinks
jewelry
it's
ever.
sick, man.
I mean, like,
Yeah, he has brain damage. Kyle thinks that flashing lights rule.
Kyle called someone in the audience last week. This guy looks like Aquaman with Down syndrome.
Oh my god.
At an open mic.
Oh my god. The crowd work king.
Yeah. So good.
So back to the movie for a second. I know you guys are saying that Bam stuff is some of the laziest stuff. I agree broadly, but the scene where Phil and April get home and there's just an alligator in their house,
That is
rules.
good.
that cracks me
good.
hard.
But
Like
yeah,
that-
there's some production values there.
Yeah.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
It's not just... Imagine if how much footage there is
Yeah.
on the production room floor of Bam just being like, okay, here's the prank for today. I've set up the camera. And then he just pops his mum in the gut. Just fucking roll of quarters slams into her gut. She's like, Bam!
I would like to know,
getting out of control.
how they got to that, because like they set it up earlier where he says like, I'll get my mum to say fuck by the end of the movie. How did they go, here's how we'll do it? Let's get an alligator.
Well, they're genius.
Yeah, I want to know if they met the crocodile people first, if they did the tightrope first and then formed the connection.
yeah.
I would assume so. That
Yeah.
thing with the alligators, because I got confused between alligators and crocodiles. I was freaking out on Steve-O's behalf before I was like, hold on, if that alligator bit him, he wouldn't die. Like it
would
took me
still hurt.
it would be
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because I'm thinking of crocodiles where it's like they will kill you instantly. Like,
Yeah.
and to be like, why are they letting this happen? He's just standing there. What the fuck? Like, and then be like, oh wait, that's right. It would just hurt him pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But yeah, if you did that with crocodiles, you just fucking die, man.
You can see like things I didn't notice on like because I first saw it when I was 16. So you don't.
Yeah,
I didn't put
14 or
together
something.
because like I wasn't really drinking at that point. Like how much, like I don't know if this is just me, but like when I first read like that they drank on set, I was like, what? Like the and it's the same. I read an article
Among other
Well, I
things.
read an article about Sum 41 in Rolling Stone. They're like a punk band that goes around the world playing shows, and it was like, yeah, we fucking like took mushrooms. I was like, not my band. Like I just couldn't process that these people
My
were
good little boys?
I was they're behaving badly while talking about like throwing down in a mall or whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of beers in Jackass being. Because I know 3 was a sober set for Steve-O, but definitely.
Oh, that's nice. I
Yeah.
really like that. Are there any scenes that stood out for you guys on the rewatch? Because for me,
Yes.
I found the Butterbean scene very upsetting.
Yeah,
It-
well,
it's-
because now you know the backstory. Like that's the story he always tells. Is like that's his most painful Jackass.
Oh,
stuff and
really?
stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
It is awful.
Yeah,
it is
man.
seeing someone just get
Yeah,
fucking
just get the shit kicked out
beat.
of him.
Yeah, it gets fucking straight.
Although it
forward.
is quite-
and the change in Butterbean's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
That
funny.
That
About
is
that.
so upsetting.
Yeah, just this fucking.
He's like a friendly guy, and then he's just like, "I'm gonna fucking murder you."
Yeah, that's like that single moment is
Yeah.
what like The Shield and Breaking Bad took
Yeah,
4
yeah.
seasons to do that shit, right? Like, oh,
It's got such a weird like tonal difference to everything else, because everybody in there is just like really upset
Yeah,
and
yeah,
quiet.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, 'cause on
what is
paper-
going on?
Yeah.
On paper, it sounds so much more harmless than all the other stuff, but then
Yeah.
you forget that like the difference between a regular man and an elite combat athlete is a million miles. He's just gonna cave.
And also, they kind of like do a soft launch because they do the exact same thing earlier when Ryan Dunn gets beat up by the woman,
the
like a
woman,
professional martial
yeah,
artist.
because there is nothing more funny than a woman being better than a man. That is the ultimate joke.
That
I
was
did,
very
like
funny.
I did. It was very satisfying to watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
But, and then I think the reason that the Butterbean one is so bad is because the size imbalance goes the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
And at this point, like that's not. Yeah, it's
not good.
Outside of a medieval battleground,
Yeah.
and if you gave Johnny Knoxville a bow and an arrow, he has a chance.
Yeah.
But even then, like Butterbean is monstrous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's like
Huge.
fighting a wall.
Yeah.
It's so thick.
It's not a fight.
Oh.
It's just Johnny Knoxville getting hit in the head. Like it's not.
Yeah, and then
There's
Butterbean
no
saying
fight.
punch me once," and then just absolutely laying him out.
Although it does have one of the movie's funniest lines.
Oh,
Is
the
Is
Butterbean
Butterbean
okay?
okay?
Oh
It's
my
very
god.
funny.
I was
That's very
struck
good.
by like how many bits I really laughed at like the banter of them just doing stuff when
Knoxville's pretty funny.
yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Knoxville is a very funny man.
But like even there's
and
a bit
very injured.
yeah, there's a bit
Broken inside, I would imagine as well.
Yeah.
Not,
during
not doing
Bungee
well.
Wedgie when like Rick Kolsik is just looking at the setup and he goes, "This will never work," and then Tremaine just like staring at it goes, "It might." That I fucking lost it at that point.
I really liked that.
It's so good to see genuine idiocy on screen, and that's what these deliver in spades.
I think
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
part of it is like the camaraderie and like the homoerotic stuff. Like I think like it really kind of brought that into the fray that like guys like hang around with their dicks out and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Before
yeah.
that, like people would have, like abused you
is it
for it.
Jackass 2 where they do the prank where it's the guy has the dome on his head with the tube,
The fart
and then they're
mask.
supposed to go fart at him, but the guy just takes a shit. In it.
Yeah,
And then he
that's
starts
too.
throwing up into the helmet.
Yeah,
that
that's
shit. I was
fucking
thinking about
revolting.
that. And I was like, I wonder if that's in this one or for the next one. I was like disappointed not to see it.
Two
Yeah.
things particularly stuck with me. One, I don't really enjoy the ones that they do at other people's expense.
Yeah, I
Like-
agree.
Yeah, getting people to help the elderly person or
Yeah.
whatever. I didn't enjoy those.
I'm
I
always-
like when it's
yeah.
when it's confined because there's no mean spiritedness.
Have you
Yeah.
ever watched the deleted scenes?
No.
Yeah, I have.
It's do you
Maybe
remember
actually.
they're like,
I've watched a director's
You know how, like,
commentary
when-
for this movie.
oh wow.
It's
You know
the
when you
whole
watch
cast.
deleted scenes for movies and you're always like, oh, I can see why these were deleted. It was terrible. Like
Yeah.
these are particularly fucked.
Yeah, what
like
happens?
one of them.
Hit us with some examples.
Well, the one that's stuck out the most for me was like they do one where they're like making it look like they're disposing of a body in a dumpster, and it's just so awful. Like people in the street are freaking out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
mentioned that in the commentary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my mum bought me like a book that was written by one of the producers that like
Yeah,
told
yeah.
the story of how they filmed this movie. I was trying to find it, but I don't think it's in the apartment.
One thing you learned from the commentary is the BMX tug of war is staged. It's fake, it's fake footage.
Really?
Is it fake cactus?
No, it's not fake cactus.
Oh
The
my god!
no. He still gets very hurt, but
Oh,
the
it didn't
force
work.
of the bike doesn't pull Preston off the couch.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can kind of see it in the background.
Yeah.
that
So
he
when
doesn't-
in the split screen footage where it shows him being pulled off, that's something else pulling.
yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. The commentary is actually quite funny.
Sketch that got me going real hard in this. Is sketch the right word? I guess. The bit that got me going real hard was just because, like, man, like, fuck.
The short story.
Yeah.
The
Was, like,
vignette.
just because there's something so satisfying about just rich people getting fucked with. So the golf stuff with the air horn.
I love
it
that.
was so good. That was the one where it was for other people. I was like, yeah, fucking good.
Yeah, same.
It's so good, and
It's-
it's such a fucking old school
Yeah.
80s movie. Like,
It's like
Yeah.
Caddyshack, man.
Yeah.
And
Which
that
is
guy's
great.
mustache makes him seem like so much more of a villain.
oh
Yeah.
my
They start
god!
hitting
It's
balls
ju-
into the bushes.
Like, it's
That was so
dangerous.
dangerous.
I love the just like full like comeuppance reversal there,
Yeah.
where he just doesn't even think for a second that if I take a swing while at them, they'll just blow the air horn again.
It does make them seem.
Certainly, my swing will not be impinged if I retaliate physically.
It definitely does make them
Throws
seem
the club
villainous.
into the bush.
Yeah. Well, like it escalates from like flipping the bird, throwing the club, to trying to murder them by driving a golf
Man,
ball
if you
into their
like,
heads.
spend time with dudes like that, like there's a lifetime of entitlement met with never having to deal with their emotions effectively. Shortest fuses, biggest overreactions, just incredible entitlement.
Yeah.
Of course that's how they're gonna fucking
Yeah, I've been to
react.
an open mic, dude.
I am amazed that they didn't get guns pulled on them at any point in
Yeah.
their careers, at least up to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That is a
yeah.
good point.
What a good movie.
So if you're taking a shit on a stage as a bit, is he doing that every night, do you think? And
I
if
reckon-
so,
That's a
does he
lot of
have to
X-Lax,
time his
I
shits?
reckon.
He absolutely is.
Yeah.
And I think that I do not think that he has a special diet. Because I can say, like, as someone who went through a stage of eating oats every morning and beans every night, I could have produced something particularly impressive at any point of time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could have produced a stage ready shit.
You're still
on
vegan, right?
demand. I've lapsed so much.
Yeah, right, okay.
Because I am.
But you're mostly vegan still?
I'm trying to be, but also
Sure.
like it's very easy to get like into the depths of fitness and like
Yeah, right.
wellness shit, and be like, oh, okay, well, I will simply eat the cruelest meats because they will help me lose weight.
Yeah. Well, protein and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But vegan, like, if he was just on a partially vegan diet, if he had one vegan meal a day, he would be a superstar. But it genuinely was like a tadpole.
Yeah.
That's
Dave
sad.
England deposited
coming
on
out of a
the
rabbit's
Chatswood
butt or something.
RSL. Apparently in Melbourne it was quite sizable, and at the end, in the riotous atmosphere, he threw it into the crowd.
Oh, shit.
I like when a band tours or something, like they played one song in one city and another song in that.
Yeah.
The Jackass
No,
tour,
the
just
show
like,
he threw
oh
the
man, he
shit.
had a huge shit at our show.
Yeah. I mean, that's the great thing about live performance, you know. You never know how big the turds are going to be. You always go hoping you're at that one special show
Man,
where the turd crowd surfs.
I've had an infection all week, so I've been on. It's sort of now got the antibiotics, but I was on like codeine-based painkillers all week.
Ah.
The constipation involved with that is deeply unpleasant.
So
deeply,
bad.
deeply unpleasant. I already described it to this guy, but it's like a pistachio coming out of its shell, just splitting it in half.
Man.
Horrific stuff going down, man.
I once had a bowel movement in France that took 6 hours. And I could feel, I would put my finger up my asshole and try to scratch bits of it out.
Yeah, Elwood describes doing this when he had his like weird bowel shit going
Yeah,
on.
it was truly the worst time of my life. I felt like I was giving birth.
Why was that? Like just painkillers or diet problem or like
I
jet
don't-
lag can fuck it up,
I think
right?
it was jet lag.
Yeah.
It was because I was in France, which was a big problem because I couldn't speak the language.
Yeah.
And I kept going to pharmacies in this little town that were
No
closed.
shit.
And I was walking like Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Like I was just trying to put as little pressure on this thing as possible because fuck me.
Oh, yes.
Exercise
finally-
gets it going though.
Raspberries as
Yeah.
well. Like you eat like raspberries the highest in fiber fruit. I'll
but
fuck with that noise.
I was at the stage where I was putting the clear capsules up my ass that are coated with, like, they lubricate the
Oof.
hole itself,
Fuck
but they
me.
also induce an involuntary muscle spasm in the anus itself. So it's like your whole butt is just shitting it a little bit at a time.
Just trying to get it going.
Jamie looks so happy.
It's so funny.
I was shoving them up. They were useless. I had like 5 in a row in my asshole, and just this thing still wouldn't come out. And it was just a geometry problem. It was like, oh man, it was like
Oh dear.
it was like Tom the cat trying to get into Jerry's little mouse hole. You know, it was just an impossible problem. A camel through the eye of the needle. I'm so sorry. This is just me
no,
revisiting a
please.
trauma.
Oh, this is like
Please.
You might,
far from the worst
You might guess
chat
by
that's
the
been on this
glee
podcast.
on my face that
Yeah.
I like all the poo and shit and dick stuff in Jackass.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that a lot as well.
Me too, to be honest.
Where
man.
Dave England,
shitting in the hardware
so
store
like
is
like
quite funny.
I say I
Him
don't like
shitting
the
his
bit.
pants on the way to the prank.
He makes award-winning documentarian Lance Bangs throw up because he shits in his own pants.
Oh my!
He throws
God.
up and passes out twice.
Yeah, poor Lance,
Man, that's
director of Flophouse,
man, that's pretty wild stuff.
The car in the butt
is my favorite.
It's one of the funniest
pretty
things
funny, man.
anyone's ever done.
I watched it this time, and I did not laugh out loud because I think the first time I saw it, I laughed the hardest I ever will in my life.
I think
Like
the same thing.
that was the funniest thing I have or ever will see.
It's so good.
I had
Yeah.
the T-shirt.
Just-
It was just a black T-shirt with
With the
X-ray
X-ray
print on
Oh
it.
man,
It
that's
was my
sick.
most prized possession for a while.
Man, I'm gonna look
Absolutely.
that up and like buy it.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Hey, so
I love it.
nice little confluence here. Last week we were talking about my upcoming tramp stamp that we've been talking about.
Oh, Bill Hicks.
Yeah. So the
Pardon me?
Yeah, so this is what I want to get I want you to weigh in on this, Tom, because another
Get that
idea I had
pendant.
was
The
a
current
hologram,
idea
isn't
is
it?
the current idea is just the words Bill Hicks.
So I believe, so I think we're going to get Demi to do it.
Fuck.
So the options are 2099, which is my old postcode.
Yeah.
Which we hate.
The words Bill Hicks
Yeah.
or a heartogram.
You should get Bill
Oh.
Hick as a knuckle tattoo.
That's so good.
What do my
bad.
knuckles say?
You're gonna have to talk to my friends Bill and Hick.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So there's other. I'm all ears if you have any other ideas. Charlie, feel free to weigh in on this.
Maybe you should get the heartogram with Bill and Hicks.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all,
God.
actually.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or like just what about a portrait tattoo of Bam Margera with R.I.P. Bill Hicks down the bottom?
That's good.
Not bad. Might be hard to do with a stick and poke, but what
No,
you could
yeah,
do,
that would
you
be
could get R.I.P.
that would be
Bill Hicks.
professional job.
You could
baby.
get R.I.P. Bill Hicks as the stick and poke, and that works.
It works
unto
alone.
itself, and then later on I can go get a professionally done picture
Yeah.
of Bam Margera above it.
No, I don't think you want before if you're doing it in two stages. I think it should just be Bill Hicks without the R.I.P.
Right.
Yeah.
Add the R.I.P. when you get the picture
That
of Bam
also-
Margera.
yeah.
Demi will
Yeah.
absolutely tattoo the words Bill Hicks on your lower back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that might have to be the go.
That like
But then
could be
I-
the funniest thing
The
you've
problem
ever
is that
done.
it'll be a lifetime of me explaining to people that I don't actually like Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
Like it's at least if I just got 2099, most people would assume it's a joke.
Man, if you think
Bill Hicks, I could like Bill Hicks.
if you think a lifetime of that is bad,
Yeah, true.
you should
You've
look
got
at
the-
the rest of your stuff. Like, you're going to need to make some changes if you want to get past the slight
This is my
inconvenience.
favorite one.
the avocado. The avocado's dope, man. That was sick.
I don't.
No, I just mean about your personality.
That's hard. You've got the dumbest tattoo I've maybe ever seen.
I do.
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
tattoo rules.
It's real dumb. I keep wanting to wear a tank top and then realizing I don't want to ever explain it to people.
Is this here?
For the record,
Yeah.
I have a tattoo. I got nominated for the Barry, which is best show in the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and
Pretty
I
big deal.
like it's an okay deal.
Funnily
I was
enough,
never gonna
beaten
win.
by Nanette. weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you lost that. to
I
Nanette.
was nominated, as was Hannah Gadsby's Nanette. And so, knowing that I would not win, the week that the nominations were announced, I got the tattoo Barry Award winner 2017 on my shoulder in a font that it's literally, I
quite
drew
like-
it in biro
I
pen
like the
on
font.
the
I
It's
think it
tray.
looks
it's
cool.
the font for
Yeah.
the Drake mixtape.
And then
It looks like
when
Lunik did it.
when Hannah Gadsby won, I got winner crossed out and replaced with nominee.
And some laurels on the side.
Yeah, because I wanted to be proud of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that's there forever. I need to get more tattoos to take the heat off that one.
Yeah, that's a good step.
Yeah.
My thinking is I have so many done tattoos that it doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore.
Yeah.
But here, so when talking about that show was Bee-Boo, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about Bee-Boo by Tom Walker. You're talking about Nanette by Hannah Gadsby. Which show do you think had a more lasting cultural impact?
I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because
Bebo had a more lasting impact on me.
yeah,
personally.
and because it's hard to compare stats because Bee-Boo has, of course, been taken off ABC iView, as have all the other filmed specials for that year.
Is that true?
Yeah. They do it on a fucking rotating basis. So now
that's
people
bizarre.
keep emailing me, being like, "Hey man, how do I get it?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I've got it on Dropbox. I don't know how to charge
Isn't
people
there
for
some
it."
deal where you get to keep it now? Like you own it now?
Yeah, I own it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the fuck
Sell
I'm
it
going
to
to do with it.
Like if it goes like Netflix, Stan, Hulu, whatever's fourth, try
Presto.
sell it to them.
View that still exists.
No, I don't want to. I think I'm just going to, me and Demi both have one. So we're going to like sell them on like,
USB at gigs or whatever.
yeah, the guys we do our podcast with do VHSs,
Oh,
which is great.
sick.
So you have like a VHS and then attached to that just a USB.
Yeah.
And we can put
cool.
our stuff on that.
Yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be cool, actually.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, brother.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
No problem, friend.
Cool.
I don't know.
Back on the movie, I noticed one thing early on in the movie that's like kind of grim foreshadowing, where they're like
Fiery car wreck.
was when they're driving the golf carts around or whatever, and you hear Bam in the background go, "Dunn can't drive for shit."
Oh, that is rough.
No, he can't.
Oh,
Man, yeah, that and then Ryan Dunn having the, I think in the post-credits scene, the hypothetical Jackass, son of Jackass,
yeah, that's funny.
having a giant bottle of something, I think, right?
Oh, like
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
And the car
obviously
in
it's
the
part of
butt?
his personality. Like
Yeah,
they couldn't not have. Yeah, the car in the butt is a. Oh no!
So many levels.
A vision of what's to come.
He
You
really,
think it's fucked you now?
man, he really did die in the ass.
Oh my god.
man.
It's
They did kind of correctly predict that Steve-O would be the last one standing. Like,
Yeah.
I know it was obviously a joke that he made it to the end, but he's like probably the healthiest of them now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
clean
no.
up all like
Knoxville's doing okay, I think.
Knoxville's
probably
doing
would be.
okay, but
I
like
think Knoxville, watching him get 2 concussions in this movie is real uncomfortable.
Well, now we know about CTE stuff.
Yeah, that's
Also,
that's like 2 lines of his mother's face
Yeah.
gone forever. You know, like
also
He's also
Knoxville
got
ripped his
plenty
dick
more
in half.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
He like literally he ripped his urethra in half.
What?
Doing a backflip.
Christ.
Like he tried to do a backflip on a motorcycle. Classic Knoxville as well was like, I've never ridden a motorcycle before. Tore his urethra and was like wearing like a colostomy bag for like 6 months. Like he tore his penis in 2.
Fuck
Jesus
my
Yeah.
Christ.
dick.
it's so weird watching like the other movies that he's done since Jackass, because he still insists on doing all his own stunts with no stunt training.
Yeah.
And they're just movies that are like narratives, but then every so often, clearly the actor playing the role gets very hurt. And then like they have to take a few days off filming, and then he stands up and is like, ooh, that's going to hurt tomorrow.
Extra stuff.
One of the ones I love is like when he gets shot with that like bullet bag thing like that.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
that
it's,
was hard to watch.
It's like the only time that you can see
expression.
genuine fear. Like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
just like, fuck, I might actually die here.
That being said, in 2,
Right.
they also shoot riot guns, like a beanbag thing.
Yeah.
And Knoxville brings Bam along and gets Bam to do it. Bam looks terrified. This time, I guess because Knoxville's done it, he is so happy. He walks on, and his protection is he puts his hand over his face and
Jesus
laughs,
Christ.
and he laughs to himself.
Yeah.
So, but like that's is he alone in Jackass 1? I think
He's
he's
alone.
like he's the only person getting it done, and I don't remember
Yeah.
hearing a cackle of people after.
Yeah,
he gets
he
shot.
might-
yeah,
he
it's
might
real
have
So I
quiet.
think that's
range.
part of it. He doesn't have like that
Yeah.
buoying thing of like everyone around him being like, "This is so fucking."
He also
dumb."
might
Get him a
Yeah.
fucking beer. Like,
Might have also he might have been drinking all day for this one, and he was
Yeah.
alone. So he was
Yeah.
sober. Could have
But
been having
in-
at 9 a.m. versus 10.
in
He
Jackass-
also might have just been being, about to be shot by a riot. Sure.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
that does
Different
kill
mindsets.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Okay.
look that he gives the camera when he says he asks if this is
If it's
lethal,
lethal.
and he says it's less lethal. The look he gives to camera is
Yeah.
American Office level.
There are some
Needed to zoom in.
there are some ones in later where obviously like Knoxville ramps up and just finds the idea of his own possible death during a stunt like hilarious. In the second one where he's attached to the rocket and it
Oh my God,
it
yeah.
malfunctions and it doesn't look serious in the replay, but it's literally like a thing that could have gutted him. And he just goes, "It could have been a picture rap on old Knoxville," and then cackles to himself.
Oh, man.
Like that could have killed him.
That devil may care attitude
Yeah,
that I
that's
so long to
Knoxville
have.
is my favorite one of the gang.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely.
I like Bam.
I quite liked Dunn.
Yeah, I love Dunn, but like during the original TV show, I think it was like people thought it was like hacked to like Knoxville the best, but he like without him, it becomes like a lot less fun. I think.
Yeah, I'm a Knoxville and Steve-O boy. I think they are. They have the most not pure, but the most neutral energy out of everyone. They
Yeah.
are there for. They have the most joy in their hearts. I think.
Yeah.
Especially Steve-O having all his tattoos. I
Yeah.
think is just, and the fact that he like was a circus clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he has like you can see him in his first role on YouTube where he plays a clown who managed to bully the producers into letting him do a backflip off a car. Yeah, he's great.
Did you ever see
I
any
like
of
Bam
the
'cause he
like?
brings the personality. I'm a cult of
That's
personality guy.
Yeah.
Darkness.
Yeah, dude, he's like pretty edgy.
Well, I think like the fact that they've all got
Bill Hicks.
like Knoxville is so charming and clearly has like a background in entertainment is what differentiates the Jackass crew from the the Dudesons and what are the fucking British guys that suck?
Between us.
Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, Dirty
Yeah,
Sanchez.
yeah, I remember
because
that.
everyone, I remember after
Mock
every
the week.
Yeah, everyone was like, if you
Mighty
ever, everyone was saying like, oh, if you like Jackass, these guys are fucking insane.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't have any of the production values, and they all just seem like deeply stupid people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about?
Did you ever see
yeah.
any of like Steve-O's like solo
Like,
DVDs?
Don't Try This
like,
at
Don't-
Home.
I hated those.
I
Like,
like
even
Wild
even
Boys.
watching it at like the height of the obsession over Jackass, I was just like, this is really off. Like it was just like a guy doing really fucked shit, and it was really sad.
That's the one where he
really?
got like in trouble
Yeah.
for stapling his nuts to his thigh, right?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
that one in one of them.
Wait,
There was
in
one where he
trouble
just like
with other people or in trouble with
He got
himself?
in
His
trouble
wife.
with Johnny Law, I believe.
for doing it on stage.
I think
it
it was
live
like
on stage,
yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
His bitch wife was
I
sick
think it
of
was
his
probably
shit.
yeah.
Oh,
he
oh my god!
like there was one sketch where he just like got like 5 shots of vodka injected directly into his bloodstream, and then it's just him walking around real drunk.
That's so
It's like-
dangerous, even like forgetting the alcohol aspect of that. That's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not. You can't just put things in your blood. Like you can't just do that. It's got to. There's a system.
Yeah, the movies are great because it feels like they have a producer, they're also an ensemble, they have enough stuff, and it doesn't just turn into stuff you'd see Russians doing on Vice. Like,
Yeah.
Because everything else is like, yes, this is how we make it through the day.
Yeah.
No, I taste myself to feel.
Yeah,
Like-
that's it. Which is exactly what the Dudesons is. A bunch of guys
Yeah.
living in a remote
Yeah.
mansion.
It's
They're
like,
like,
oh, these guys
cut
are
off
just
tip of my
bald.
thumb.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like,
Bored and nothing
Yeah.
else.
They have that big pig.
Yeah, man. What about that soundtrack? Let's talk about the soundtrack for a second.
It's good.
It's
Pretty
pretty
good.
So fucking great.
Like an angel of death.
California Sun, Ramones, great song.
CKY.
Him was in it, I believe, right?
Is he in
Hybrid
it?
Moments
I
by the
just-
Misfits.
I'm
Great
gonna
song.
make a-
Ace of Spades.
Hey, quick judgment call, and I think I'm on track with this. Did everyone at this table use LimeWire to download the song 96 Quite Bitter Beings by
Absolute-
CKY?
I think I would have got
You
that
can make all the assumptions
earlier.
about me that you want.
There is
I mean, I
definite-
didn't, but only because I ordered off Amazon a little something called CKY Volume 1.
I see.
So I had the whole album. And
it-
Volume 2, which had all of Brandon D. Camillo's prank phone calls, which
Oh dear.
that used to maybe be some of the hardest I've ever laughed. I'm not sure how well they hold up now.
I have
Yeah.
such a vivid memory of like screaming at my friend to download original Prankster off Napster, being like, "No, it's the best song you'll ever hear. You've
Oh,
got to
man.
download it." Yeah,
Yeah, I think I would have downloaded it off Kazaa or something like that.
I'm so sorry to assume.
Mm.
Yeah, the soundtrack rules. The use of that the classical song. I cannot remember the name because I'm a dunce.
Which
In the
scene?
opening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, O Fortuna, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Incredible. And truly, like, sets the tone for the entire movie.
Yeah.
That you're going to watch
It's a
something
good-
that's
it's
so
good-
much bigger.
Yeah.
It's such
Yeah.
a good
It's so
idea.
grand.
Escalation. Yeah,
Yeah.
That-
You know they
yeah.
found that shopping cart? It was custom made
The giant-
for an 80s movie, and Preston Lacey was wandering around a studio and found it.
That's crazy.
That
Was
rules.
it like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something? What's
I
the-
can't remember what the
yeah.
movie was. It was not a movie I'd ever heard of.
I mean, the scale doesn't make sense. for
In
me.
Alabama, they have the world's biggest office chair, and I want to go there so bad and see it.
I'll go to Alabama with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the world's biggest office chair.
I
It's pretty damn big.
like friendship.
Sure.
I think American roadside attractions are so fun.
Yeah, sure. Why?
It's a big office chair.
Yeah, I get it.
Like
But normally
the
they're not
world's
so
big.
big.
Yeah, normally like you or I could sit on one.
Yeah.
I mean, we could sit on this one too. It would just be comically imbalanced.
Yeah, sure. Are you
Broken
just
his AI again.
loudly checking Instagram?
Yep.
You were...
I'm actually about to make a post.
He does this all the time.
I get bored. I found out the other day I probably have ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
It's sometimes the thing with do you find this with mental illness stuff, guys? Like where the line between mental illness starts, it could be ADHD, it could be depression, it could be whatever, or like anxiety stuff, whatever it is. The line between that and just you kind of being a shitty person. Do you ever struggle with that?
My name's Pam Margera. Today I'm going to make my friend open up to me, and then I'm going to make fun of his stupid ass. Today we're going to make Phil cry.
Like I've been really struggling with like work stuff at the moment to stay focused, and I told my doctor, I'm like, yeah, you might have ADHD, or maybe you're just kind of lazy. Like
Yeah.
it's so hard to know what is what.
I absolutely have that where
Yeah.
it's like I think I like can't
Something's
some
not
of my stuff just because I'm a bit shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
some of it is just like no, I could power through this.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
And just, you don't want someone who takes no accountability for their actions.
Yeah, it's the BoJack Horseman thing.
Yeah, dude. Everything's BoJack Horseman, man. I connect with that fucking horse so fucking much, man.
Freaking love that Bojack.
Man, it's just like, how can
Bojack.
such a silly cartoon make me feel so
Can't get
much?
enough of feelings. Yum.
Do you have the feels?
Man, it's so many
All
feels.
of them.
I have so many feels. I just have to tweet about it.
Genuinely, the shows that I watch now are just like lengthy millennial parables wrapped in like a single background pun, like The Good Place and BoJack Horseman, and I'm just sitting there being like, "This is wonderful." And they're all like, "You need to drink water," to the main character. Like, sucks.
I need someone to tell me that.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
That guitar line from 96 Quite Bitter Beings does shred, though.
It fucking rules, eh?
It's like so good. The song around it's not that good.
Oh, it's terrible.
No.
Like the Creed-esque vocals.
Yeah.
The first 10 seconds of 96 Quite Bitter Beings are the best on any album.
Yeah. It could be the best rock song ever, but it just...
Man, I'm fucking sweating up in this apartment. Your house is so fucking hot, Rose.
Yeah, it's no good.
I kind of want to take my shirt off, but I don't want to get roasted.
Oh, Jackass.
Please do
It
it.
keeps happening. I keep getting
Yeah, I'm
roasted
Johnny
for
Knoxville,
it.
and this is apartment sauna.
You always take your shirt off during the podcast.
Well,
What
I
are
know, but you
worried
keep
about?
making fun of me for it, so I wasn't gonna, but now I kind of wanna.
Yeah, well, just pop that bad boy off.
All right,
dude.
I'm popping this lid.
Yeah, is this the day to really start learning from your mistakes?
Ooh.
Oh no, that's an ordinary
How's
rig.
it feel, boys? How's it feel?
Damn.
Got this necklace on still.
The necklace.
Oh yeah, that
The
makes it
necklace
so
has
much worse.
really put you on another
On top of
level.
the crown on your chest
Yes,
too, it's just
dude.
like, oh, you
Yeah.
you do look like a fucked Russian.
Drink
The
it
necklace transforms you into someone who clearly has wealth. Like,
But who doesn't deserve it?
no, absolutely. You look like you would audition for the role of the guy who kills John Wick's dog.
You guys want to buy this cocaine or what? What do you like? Oh, I don't know. Hey, I turned down drugs last night. That was very sensible of me. You should be proud. You should-
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Which
I
ones?
I accepted the marijuana, but I turned down the MDMA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were selective
Someone-
in accepting drugs.
Someone kindly offered you some.
Yeah.
I was
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that after the pod.
I was on the cocaine subreddit a little while back, and it is
/cocaine.
man, yeah, it
Fuck,
is
that sounds-
so dire. It's all people posting just photos of lines of cocaine on different surfaces and going like, "Oh, this is my Saturday," and then be like, "Anyone want to chat?" Like no one's doing it. All these people are doing it alone,
Man,
looking
it's
for
so
people
cool.
to talk to online.
If So sad.
If you find yourself on cocaine on the cocaine subreddit, looking for someone to talk to because you're on cocaine, I mean, at that point, just kill yourself. At that point,
It's
really
dire.
or stop using cocaine at least. Like
The fact that
there's so
cocaine
many-
has a subreddit is amazing.
everything has a
Yeah,
subreddit.
but-
like,
Yeah. Oh, I love
I used
it.
to visit like ecstasy forums a lot because that was where you'd get information on like where the bad pills were. Like,
Oh,
it'd be
yeah?
like, oh, okay, I've got it's green, it's got pink flecks, and it's got a Mitsubishi.
What's this guy
logo
talking
on it.
about? Fiona from Shrek? Princess Fiona from the Shrek franchise?
Save it for the
I
other
mean,
podcast.
like
I don't know.
during mid-transformation? Is that what this guy's talking about?
Dude,
know
you
how
can't
this-
say that on this podcast, dude.
Yeah,
Not
anyway, so
horny.
yeah, and so yeah, because they were pretty like the way people would talk about MDMA on those were pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just a lot of just like, yeah, no, so I've had 3. I'm not feeling so good 2 days later. Any ideas how I could cheer up? It's like, you have serotonin poisoning, man. You've got to just
Yeah.
man, just lie in bed and eat some fruit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I read a bunch of like meth forums, and those
Yeah.
are dark.
Oh,
Those
that
are
would not
fucking
be pleasant.
not fun. People asking for tips.
Yeah.
A lot of people posting like, "Hey guys, I've been kicking around this idea for a while. Should I try some meth?" And just a bunch of people be like, "No, trust me, I did it. Don't do it. You'll think you're in control, but you're not." And then like 5 days later, the OP posts again, being like, "All right, well, took my maiden voyage. Things are looking great." Oh no! Please, you can't make it this obvious.
It's a thing, running thing with the internet I've noticed is that certain types of personalities, they seem to, because they found solace in the internet for other things, they start seeming to think that the internet can give them answers to any problem or solve any sort of solution.
Yeah.
Like, Paige Halley one time was telling me that she refuses to see a doctor without, or like a doctor or a psychiatrist or anything like that, without extensively researching it online. And so it's like, man, maybe sometimes you just got to solve this in the real world. Like she's just found that her solutions come from the internet.
I think that researching a doctor online though is pretty okay. Like because you.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But it's the way she was talking about it was very much like you think that the answer for everything is online. Like
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like the. I don't know. I've just got another thing in my... Because, and this comes back to on my podcast with my beautiful partner, Demi Lardner. My thing is that I try and find fucked websites and little communities of people. And one of the communities I found was guys who are very, like, self-conscious about their dick size and are trying to get them bigger.
Excellent.
And a bunch of them went to this one doctor who would install a surgically
the word you want to hear around a penis.
a surgically inserted like silicone. Picture a half pipe. Around either
pipe.
Yeah, well, in this case it brings heaven to your wife. And then they would all like post about them 3 months later being like, I got a massively infected dick.
Oh, no.
The edges on the implant started to show around it, and then I've had it removed. I've lost 90% of the feeling in my dick, and it's smaller than before.
That's great.
The cruelest irony of them all.
Across the board, they lost an inch of erect length from the length that they were displeased with before.
That's incredible.
Icarus. Poor Icarus.
So I'm saying, if you're looking for a procedure like that, Google the doctor.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is
My thing is, well,
upsetting.
sad men on the internet probably can't tell you who's best for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Are we must be.
Yeah,
doing
I think
done.
we're
I'm
pretty
fucking
much
sweating
done.
it up. Can we ditch this shit?
You've only got one more item of clothing to take off.
Yeah, these pants are fucking
Chafing you?
heavy.
This is a true podcast. Wait, stay exactly
Yeah,
like
please.
that.
Yeah, we normally
This
take
will be
photos
good
of this
for
garbage.
Instagram. Whenever Hastings takes his shirt off, we think it's funny enough to put up as content.
Well, this is just an incredible
Don't
pose.
move.
Yeah, no, the balance.
Don't
he
fix your
always has
hair.
to fix his hair.
He's balanced the microphone on his belly and chin.
Now
Yeah.
stick your arms out like the cross. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's
Frick,
real.
I
Some
love Ricky,
Gervais shit.
dude. Yeah,
Atheist, man. There we go.
fantastic.
All right. Well, Tom, thanks so much for coming. Do you want to plug your podcast?
Yeah, it's called bigsofttitty.png. All one word. We came up with the worst possible title we could and it made us laugh. So it's that forever. But it's me and Demi Lardner. Sometimes we have guests. Most of the time we don't. And I talk about the cocaine subreddit on there. Yeah. Thank you.
Do we have it? Oh, yeah. Come to Wayward's and Powerbomb every Friday.
Yeah.
Every
Come
third
to-
Tuesday of the month is the third Sweeney's of the month.
Come to comedy at Papagetti's.
Yeah.
Tom's headlining the next one.
I don't know when
this'll
you're going to be
This will
listening.
be out after
There's
that.
usually shows and stuff going on in some capacity that we're leading up to.
You really have thrown in the
So-
Yeah,
dark.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I don't handle the heat well. Yeah, just fucking go social media. That way you'll know what we're doing.
Okay, yeah,
Go
good.
social media. All right, well, you
Right.
heard it here, guys.
That's what I say when I turn up to
Yeah.
work every day.
Go
Check it out.
social media.
Go
Follow
media.
the Pauls, guys. Logan Paul, Jake Paul.
I'm
Nick
back on Tinder.
Crompton, he's still good.
I'm back on
He's still
Tinder
good.
because I got sad again. So if you guys see me out there, maybe chuck us a swipe right. You don't have to talk to me, but just I get a little serotonin boost when I see the little "you've got a match" thing come up.
Oh, that
So,
was a funny wrinkle
that'd be
after
nice.
last week. Is after you left, Sam swiped left.
yeah. I got that from the way we didn't match.
A housemate.
Oh,
We found each
wonderful.
other on Bumble while I was here.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
there was a lot of tension about how that would end.
yeah. No, I could have seen that coming. There's something about someone recording a podcast in your house that doesn't make them seem like a prospective life partner.
I think. Well, okay.
Particularly when they're engaged.
Yeah, yeah.
but
Well,
you've got the necklace.
I'm
now.
at this weird place in my life right now where things.
You are a bundle of red flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've kind of I've been doing better. Like,
I feel
I've been
like-
turning stuff around a little bit. I've been meditating, which has been great. I've got a job again. You know, my relationship's really good and stable and happy right now. Everything's really good. So like the void inside me is looking for sadness to latch onto lately. And what seems to have been, it seems to be that I've become very needy. So if you see me out there on Tinder, swipe right.
Yeah.
Because I need some external validation. Fucking stat.
Hey,
And
that's
if you're
when-
Pat Doherty, Book him for some gigs.
Yeah.
Oh, he booked me. He replied.
Oh, baby.
No paid work.
All right,
Oh,
that'll do it.
right.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. That'll definitely do it for us.
This is the best reaction from the audience so far.
And that's the reward for everyone who made it to the end.
To the next step.
To the next step.
You gotta say it, Tom.
To the next step.
R.I.P. Ryan Dunn. Forever in our hearts.
This one ended
double
really
downer.
sad.
Do you want to come say it? All right.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Keep it crispy.